is quite warm today, that is for sure. Quite warm. Hi everybody. We're going to talk about Ion, and then we're going to talk about, what's the other one called?
Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill, that's the one. Bunker Hill, and how it's just weird. But we'll get to that. First, we're going to make fun of some stuff while we're waiting for people. I'm also going to be trying to see what I can do here as far as maps. I got maps to make. Maps.
All maps. All maps.
So I want to print this map. And I want to print it at a particular size. Let's see here. Preferences. Layout. Quality. No, none of that's what I want. New settings. Here we go. We need a width of 5 and a height of 3. And that should be in inches. Perfect. No, not 3.8. 3. No, why do you suck so bad? Why does it keep doing that? I don't like it.
Because it has to adjust.
I don't like it.
Because it's a square.
I don't like it whatsoever.
They can't make it rectangular when the map is a square when the actual picture is.
Sure they can. There we go. I got it, everybody. I got it. Alright, I gotta plug the printer in. It's not plugged in. But, okay, so let us make fun of some stuff. So let's see what we got to make fun of. So someone's trying to sell paintball gear and marker for $25. It is a Spider Extra with 2 CO2 tanks, a gravity-fed hopper, a 50-round pod.
What's that thing
and a soft
next
case.
to the pod?
That goes on the back of the tank to make it more like a stock. So $25 for that, I guess, isn't terrible. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth anything, but you know, it's not terrible. Paintball gear, $250. They have an A5 and a Cronus, a CO2 tank, an extra cyclone feed hopper. So two cyclone feed hoppers, a gravity fed hopper. Oh, that's a 98, not an A5. Then why does it have the cyclone feed hopper on it? That's weird. And then a mask. What mask is that? Sly thermal Sly. I don't know Sly. Looks like a decent mask. It's probably just old. It's not worth $250, but that's not outrageous either. So we can't really make fun of that one. I made fun of that one last week. I guess there's not anything new to make fun of. Well, poop. Well, poop. Oh, this person's still selling the BT Defender for $600. If anyone wants a BT Defender, it's still on sale for $600. It's been on there for a while, guys, so maybe if you offer less.
Posted it on Monday.
Coco says Sly is old. He thinks Falcon bought them out. I believe it is also old. It looks like a decent
Coco.
mask, though. And then this is a Geo. Is it the original Geo? But in
We
any case,
saw that.
Yeah, I know. But they're still asking $300 for it.
Which is interesting because they must have reposted it on Monday.
I do believe they reposted it on Monday. Yes, indeed.
Hi, Coco. I'm Peachy. How are you?
You know no one can hear you, right? Because you're not speaking with actual volume.
I don't understand what that means.
It means use your outdoor voice.
I don't want to use my outdoor
Use your
voice.
indoor voice then. Use some sort of voice that people can actually hear.
Mine's
You're like
getting
whispering
yelled at.
over there. Well, it's hot. It's hot.
That's wrong.
I'm tired also. I am tired. But mostly it's just hot. We had the air on, but it stopped blowing cold air. I gotta have someone look at it. Well, go back inside so it'll cool down then, huh? He's rude.
Why is he rude?
Because he's making it hot. That was his joke. Come on, pay attention here.
I'm sorry.
Pay attention here. Where's the dog go? There you are. There you are, pup. I don't want to run you over with my chair. Entertain the people.
He is hot cocoa.
Entertain the people while I plug this in.
Our AC might be frozen, Dan.
Coco,
We'll come over here and
do you
fix
want to
it,
come
Coco.
fix our? Do you want to come fix our AC?
We'll come fix things. Although if he came here, he would just make everything hotter.
That's entirely possible. Coco, come fix our air conditioning. Because when I'm sitting under the fan, it's perfectly fine. But anytime I go into any other room that doesn't have a fan.
This is in our kitchen right now.
Yeah, our kitchen, our living room, just not in this room. It's hot in this room.
We have no fan in this
There's no room. There's no fan in
But
this
there's no room for a fan in this room, so.
Boing! Alright, let's see what we can do as far as printing goes. Print. Image settings.
Are we going to
Ignore
talk
page
about Ion
margins.
first or Bunker Hill first?
I figure we talk about Ion first, just because there's not as much to talk about.
Mm.
What the heck? It worked last time. I said ignore, and then it worked, and now it's not working again.
Just print it like that and then trim it a little bit. You don't really need those numbers, do you?
Maybe I do. We'll try
I
that.
don't think those numbers are for you. Or me, for that matter. I have no idea what those letters are.
They're so that the general can say, we need you in A13.
Okay.
And you know where to go.
There's no A or 13 on that map.
But yet, my comment
I
stands.
understand that.
You gonna be that guy about it?
Yeah, I
You
do.
gonna be that guy?
Of course I do.
What did it do for me? What do we got? What do we got going on over there?
We got a picture.
I love pictures. What's it look like? Is he gonna fit? Is he gonna fit? It ain't gonna fit. It's not terrible. It ain't gonna fit. I might be able to make it fit though. Yeah, I'll probably. If I trim it down, I can make it fit. Do we have scissors in here? We used to have scissors in here.
We used to have scissors in that thing.
What happened?
I don't know. Where'd
Where's
you
the
put
scissors?
them?
I didn't do anything with them. Where'd you
I
put them?
didn't touch those scissors.
Well, do we have other scissors?
Yes, there's scissors in that blue thing by the window in the kitchen.
Blue thing, but there might be scissors.
Or it's a
in here.
teal thing, I guess.
Teal
It's
thing.
the mason jar.
Mason jar. Get down.
We run a fine operation here at the Endraco house.
Yeah. So Ion, I'm making maps. Tomorrow we're gonna pack because even though it's not until next weekend, we're camping this weekend. And then we both have to work through the week. And then we leave Thursday morning, like late Thursday morning, like 10. So there's not really much time
Back?
to pack other than tomorrow because we both have off.
Because, you know, it's technically that day, that Independence Day. Fun fact about that. So, yes, they did indeed sign it on the 4th. But because nothing gets put into effect as soon as you sign something, it didn't actually get put into effect until August 2nd. So technically tomorrow is nothing.
Also, most people had already signed it by the 4th. We were waiting on New York because New York sucks. Stupid New Yorkers wouldn't sign the Declaration. Everyone else had. But not New York. I mean, New York doesn't tend to suck anymore, but it sucked back then. They were always causing problems. Causing all sorts of problems. All right.
Someone has to.
Yeah, let's stick her in there and see what happens. Stick her in. Oh, I'm too tall. I am far too tall.
Whew.
This picture is not going to fit. I need to make it quite a bit smaller. I need to make it like a whole inch smaller, I think. Yeah. Okay, trying again. So talk about Iron a little bit while I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, you know. Missions came out. So we're trying to figure out a plan. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say as a commander. And I don't have Facebook, so I don't know what was released. So
all of the missions were released.
All of the missions were
Which
released.
ones we particularly care about, that we can't announce, but all of the missions are out.
Okay. So...
Quick, pass me that.
This is much smaller. Are you even going to be able to see that?
Continue talking.
So, you know, there's objectives on the field every half hour, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much every half hour.
And it starts at noon on Saturday and runs until 1:30. Although I don't really understand this, because time-wise, that's when the points get scored. So if you go to Skirmish's Facebook page, it's Skirmish's Facebook page, or does Ion have their own Facebook page? So they tell you at 12:30 this mission happens, and from my understanding, that's when they score the points. However, last mission gets scored at 1, but game's not over until 1:30. Is that always the case? I know people just fly up onto the beach and waste a lot of paint the last, 10 minutes of the day.
For which part?
So, for example, the last mission is at 1 o'clock on the beach, on one of the beaches. Then the game's not over until 1:30. But from my understanding, at 1 o'clock is when the points get scored. Is it a half hour from last mission to game end?
No. At 1 o'clock.
The
It has to have been completed by 1. The game's over at 1.
Then why does it say end of game 1:30?
I don't know. Don't ask me the questions. I don't know the answers to them.
I don't know the answers to them. I'm more of a silent commander until I can get to yell at somebody. Nobody's gonna listen to me anyway. I'm the only girl on the list.
I listen to you.
Do you?
Yes. I might not do it when you say it, but I listen. But this is very likely, but not definitely by any means, our last year at Ion. Talk about why.
Why it could be our last year?
Why it is likely our last year.
Well, we've won.
But we won last year, so
No,
why
that's
are we
what
doing this year?
because you already decided that we were going this year. We've done it 4 years in a row? 5 years in a row? 4. This will be our 4th.
This will be 4.
This will be 4. So the game doesn't change. Very much like our DDay, which is not a bad thing or a negative thing by any means. But, you pay a lot of money to go to this game. We do travel 4 hours.
4.5.
4.5. There's other games we could attend for the same money in different states. And we were talking to people from Bad Company who go to Ion all the time. They're always Germans as well. And they discussed, the amount of money it was and do they want to go. And we had a conversation with one of the Bad Company guys, and it makes sense. We spend a lot of time. We take vacation to travel back and forth. It's 2 very long days, excluding travel, to play a game that never changes. Also, my experience is that I like to know that I'm part of a team, that I'm getting points for my team, that I'm helping in some fashion. And in this particular game, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't feel confident. I'm standing in the woods. I'm short, and there's big ravines full of creeks and brambles, and I get lost going to Paris every year. And for me, I don't like just shooting people. That's not fun for me. I like doing a mission or an objective or a puzzle or something that I know that's going to get our team points. I don't want to shoot at 2,000 people. And a lot of it, depending on where you are on the field, you're shooting at maybe 30, maybe 50. Unless you get really into the action, but you don't ever really know where the action is. And if your command isn't in the action, you're just sitting there for half hour holding something to make sure that nobody takes it from you. We also heard, Mission Masters is cutting back on events they're doing in the Pittsburgh area. They do a 2-day one that has 4 separate teams that everybody brags about. That's in Michigan. Michigan's not that much further away than the Poconos are from us. I think Detroit's 5 hours. Now, I don't exactly know where Hell's Survivors Field is. Pinckney? No. That's Indiana. But 4.5, 5 hours in the opposite direction, I feel that we could experience different things. A little birdie told us that the last DDay in Oklahoma is next year. We create our paintball budget, February, March, of all the stuff that we want to do. Ion is a significant part of that. Because you have to have food. You have to have all of your camping equipment. Now, I don't know if we went somewhere else, if we would camp or if we would get a hotel, but we do have those options. And I'm ready to try something different. Specifically, and I say this because Mission Masters does a game in Michigan. They're really centered in Indiana. I know Mission Master games. I like Mission Masters games. I like Dean. Try a new field. We've done this for 4 years. Do you have anything to add, my love?
Well, yeah. Not only were we thinking not negatives per se, but other ones versus Ion. Because next year is DDay Oklahoma's last year, as far as I know. We had talked about going to that for a while. So it would be very nice to, see that, to go to it before it's over. And we can't afford, or it's not even afford. We can't take the time off of work to go to both. That's really what it is.
Well, I can, but
sorry, excuse me.
But I can't take a week off to go to. I'd have to take more than a week off to go to Oklahoma. Now, the thing with the Oklahoma DDay, their field is called DDay. It is always the second week in June. It's for a full week, but they have a different battle a different skirmish every day. Saturday is the only day that is dedicated to D-Day. They don't do all the 5 beaches. I believe they only do Utah and Omaha are the only beaches, I think, from what I remember. You can go into a helicopter and shoot people from up in the air. So vacation-wise, money-wise, it would be way more for us to go to Oklahoma. Our commander for Ion lives in Oklahoma. I believe I searched from where he is to where the field is, and it's about 4 hours. I have a former colleague who lives, I think, on the border of Texas and Oklahoma. So we have the opportunity to go. Last year, might as well go. You know, Ion's been doing this for a very long time. We can always go back. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. Moving on to whatchamacallit? Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill.
So Bunker Hill is coming up the weekend after Ion. It'll be the first, if we do go, it depends on a couple of things, but for the most part, we'll most likely go.
Depends on how tired.
It really depends on how tired we are from Ion, but other than that, we're gonna go. And it just is very odd to me that, so Buffalo Paintball is who's putting it on. They are from the Buffalo area, New York. So not local, which is actually kind of a good thing. I'm happy about that. But what I don't understand is they've had the generals announced for a while.
I think since they
Will you
announced.
snag that for me?
What do you want me to do? I think they've had the generals
And
since they've announced the game.
but they recently announced, and they may have had these all along too. I don't know, but they released the what word am I looking for?
The command
Staff. That's the one. The command staff. They announced the command staff. I don't know the generals, and I don't know the command staff. I don't know any of them.
Now
Their names I've never even heard of.
The generals, from my understanding, are ranked speedballers. They look like speedballers anyway. I think I've heard of Corey Bowman.
I've not heard of any of them.
He looks familiar, but that doesn't mean anything. But there's one general for the Colonials. There's one general for the British. And then there's 4 command staff?
4 staff.
Haven't heard of any of them.
Which, okay, so this is my feelings towards that. This is why I think it's odd. Not having heard of the generals, especially considering they were announced long ago, I have no issue with that. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's a really good thing. Let's get some different people in here that aren't from Pittsburgh. But as far as the command staff, why wouldn't you have at least one local Pittsburgher on each team for the command staff? It doesn't make sense to me from Buffalo Paintball standpoint. It doesn't make sense to me from the individual commander's standpoint. If I was commanding in a field I didn't know and likely had never played on before, I would definitely recruit local talent. Because, especially people that have played the field before, why wouldn't you get someone on your command staff that knows the field, knows the area, knows the players in the area, can recruit for you, and can tell you how the field plays? I don't know why you wouldn't do that. And also can recruit local players and teams. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. So I wouldn't expect the majority of the staff to be local. Like I said, I would say 1 out of 4, maybe 2 out of 4 would be local. And even if not that, even if you don't have any of the command staff as local, as far as I know, they have not reached out to any local teams either. They've certainly not reached out to us. I talked to Band of Brothers, haven't reached out to them.
And on the list on the Facebook event, isn't there just one person you know?
Yeah, on the list of people that are going, one person I know, and that's Jason from Band of Brothers. Paul hasn't said anything about them being contacted. So, like, you're not going to contact any local teams and talk to them, not only trying to get them there, but also, like, learn the field, learn the strategy of the field.
See, that's what kind of my concern is that we're 2 weeks out. There's not a mission schedule. There's not a map of what's going on. You've had generals. You've had this game outlined since end of January, beginning of February. You keep announcing command staff. You have everything organized. You're making jerseys that people can order. But there's no mission map. There's no, or I guess there's no mission schedule. There's no map.
It's true. There's no information about the game either.
It concerns me because not that 68 caliber wrote DDay for Three Rivers, but they have a map, and that map's always out. Not that map changes, but they've been doing it for 5 years. There was a map when it first came out, so they, I'm assuming, went there, did a little recon, figured it out so that the game worked for Three Rivers. Did Buffalo Paintball rate the scenario and then go find a field? Because I find that a little troubling. Is this going to be just like DDay where it's... No, they do have a mission. I'm sorry, they do have a schedule. I was incorrect. There is a schedule. I think it's broken out into 4 missions. I'm sorry, I was incorrect about that. But there's no map. Like, Buffalo's not that far. You can probably come here any weekend you want and go scout and create a map. It can't be that difficult.
Oh, it can.
Can it?
Oh, it can.
Because writing Mario, we knew it was going to be at P3, so you write it based on your field. Mission Masters has specific maps. They write it for the field, from my understanding. Unless I'm incorrect. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, they do.
But, and I was incorrect. They do have a mission schedule out, so that was, but it's not anything. It's,
they do?
Yeah, it's on their Facebook page.
They do?
I thought I saw one. It may be on their actual website. It says what time things start, and I believe there's 4 missions. But, like, are you hiding things?
I don't see a mission schedule.
Go to their homepage. Go to their website.
Their website or their Facebook page?
Go to Buffalo Paintball's website.
Website.
Yes. I swear I saw a schedule.
You can swear all you want. That doesn't make it true.
Okay, I thought I saw a schedule. But I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
These things are true.
What are you looking for?
The schedule, some
I
sort of layout
go
that you said.
to Buffalo Paintball's actual website.
And what is that?
BuffaloPaintball.com, I believe. That, again, I don't know their website. I just remember seeing a mission schedule. Or maybe I just thought I saw a mission schedule. I could be making things up in my head.
You very much could.
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, on here they do have a map of Three Rivers, technically. I wouldn't call that a map. But I guess technically that counts. They're having a raffle. And it still annoys me that their freaking flag is wrong.
Why don't you go to Bowman and be like, your flag's wrong? Then why are we on their team? If their
Because
flag
we
is
decided
wrong,
that before we knew their flag was wrong.
well, we haven't been good guys for everything this year. So if we want to switch,
No.
I thought there. Itinerary and
okay,
setup.
so check-in 8:30, generals meeting / game briefing at 9:30, 10 to 11:45 game starts, opening battle. Hour and 45-minute opening battle. Okay. 11:45 to 12:30 first mission, 12:30 to 1:15 second mission. Those are both worth extra points. Then lunch, third mission extra points, fourth mission extra points, final battle
Is
another hour and a half.
Now, the game starts an opening battle. It could just be all organization of getting everybody onto that field.
Maybe. Each team will have a top secret mission. There will be 10 hidden items. If you find one, it earns you an extra giveaway ticket. First and last battle, 20 points. Eliminating a general, 20 points. Game missions, 15 points each. And secret mission, 30 points. So that's more than nothing, that's for sure. Still not very much info at all. Which is, again, the one of the biggest issues we have with Ion. Is that we don't know very much. Although, at least with Ion now, we have... I mean, they always release kind of a schedule. You don't know... It tells you enough without telling you everything, which I like. But they don't give it until just before the game, which I don't like, but I can understand. This is nothing. This is telling me absolutely nothing.
And I'm assuming extra points is there because there's hidden objects and then because we'll each have a side mission.
I would assume, yeah.
I can't handle
He's rather douchey looking.
why he's so douchey looking. Like, I can't be on his team just for that. Like, look at him. I can't handle it.
Can't handle it.
It's weird. Like, and what kind of field map is this?
I think that's the one that Three Rivers used to have on their webpage back in the day.
In 1990?
Yeah, something like that.
When they first opened in 19...
website at that point. All right, I'm all mapped up. So I got my map on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I flipped it open. I got my score, and then I got and then once we get to 4:30, I'll flip it, and then once we get to Sunday, it's tri-folded, so I can fold it again. I'm all set with my armband, everybody. I'm all set, but I'm not set with this Bunker Hill stuff. I want some sort of info. Anything. Give me some info.
I really want to go camping there on Friday night just so I can get information. I'll go make my way into some general's tent and be like, hey, bitch, what's the plan?
Give me some info.
Just, how do you... I'm too competitive. How do you go to a field that you've never been there before just seeing a map doesn't do anything for Three Rivers. Because if you look at the Mission Master maps, or you look at the Ion map, or not the Ion map, the D-Day map, where you think the flag is one place in Lima, it's not there, it's somewhere else. You're just gonna rely that there's a helicopter that doesn't really look like a helicopter on Three Rivers anymore?
Yes. Loki, why are you crying?
I don't know who these generals think they are. I don't know if they just think they're gonna play. Is there a command tent? Is it like D-Day or is it like Mission Masters? Apparently there's 4 missions. It's gotta be like something. I just wanna know. I also wanna know why, like, I understand it's Buffalo. Paintball. Okay. Mission Masters is Indiana. Yet the generals are not Mission Master people. And they could be. 68 calibers from Ohio. Not Ohio generals. So, like, not to even have the opportunity to be part of the command staff. No, I don't care. I've generaled enough. Like, me, it's not that I want to general this game because I have no idea what's going on, but if I was command staff, at least I'd know something.
Hopefully. Hopefully you'd know something.
Like, I don't understand. You have a website that has a lot of information on it, but why are you not here? Like, you knew all of this. The generals were set in February. What do you have to do in February? If you're speedballers, NXL doesn't start until mid-March. Come down. That's what I'm saying. I would be scouting the field. I'd be on the book of face finding any PA player I could.
As would I. But apparently they would not. They would not. So that's what we think is just weird. There's no sort of engagement of any Pittsburghers at all. Which is just really weird. For a game that's in Pittsburgh and brand new to Pittsburgh, I would think that on multiple levels they'd want to get locals involved in everything. So from Three Rivers, I would think they wouldn't get locals involved just to get them to the game. Because if it's a game that we're not familiar with in the area, by a company that we're not familiar with in the area, why wouldn't you want to spread the word and be like, hey, are you guys coming? You should come. These are the good things. These are what's going to happen. This is what's exciting about it.
Is there any recruiting or anything?
No. From Buffalo Paintball, you're new to the area. You're a company that no one knows in this area, or very few people know. We don't know much about you. You're not from here. Wouldn't you want to spread your word and say, hey, everybody, we're new to the area. This is what we've done in the past. This is what we're hoping to do in the future. This is what's cool. This is what's exciting. Come see. From a command staff, why wouldn't you want to recruit local people who know what they're talking about at the local field? So that's 3 different levels that I would expect to see engaging people locally, and like none of them are.
Those generals should be on Facebook saying, hey, like they should be having a battle with each other on Facebook of who they can recruit in the Pittsburgh area, because we have pretty good players. No, I don't know what it's like in Buffalo or New York, but I think we have some quality players that I enjoy to play with.
And I don't. And here's a symptom of this lack of communication. I don't know very many people there go. I think A-Dog and I are the only ones going from Dunedain. I heard interest from Minion and interest from Dalton, but neither one of them are confirmed.
And then Jason and Shadow.
Jason said that he doesn't know if anyone's going. He doesn't know if he's going. He doesn't know if any of the other Band of Brothers are going. There may be 2 or 3 going. He's not sure of that. Shadow's going. But we know that Modern Day Pirates are not going.
Because Shadow.
As far as I know, Legion of Assassins is not going. I've not heard anything about them going. Whiskey Squad we know is not going. You may get one or two of them that show up just on their own, but they're not going as a group, that's for sure. So, no one's going. For those, because there's no recruitment on any three of those levels, that's a big portion. I'm not saying that's all of it, because it's certainly not. That's a big reason. So I think that regardless if I play, I do think I'm going to go either way. If I don't play, I'll just watch and see what kind of happens and what goes on. Probably not for the whole day, but just show up and see what's happening. I have paint. Like, I don't have to buy paint. I would just have to buy entry. So I could always go and just, like, chillax throughout the day. But that's an expensive chillaxing trip. $35 just to chillax. But I think either way I'll go and just see what's going on. And see if, even if I don't want to play, is it something I would want to play if they do it again next year? Kind of thing. And then tell people if it's good or if it's bad or what I saw. Look forward to seeing in 3 weeks something about that.
I'm curious of what it's like. So I feel even if we decide not to play, I feel we should go and either watch the hilarity ensue of how bad it is, or realize that in the first half hour this could be fucking awesome and play.
I just said that.
I know, I'm agreeing with you.
She's agreeing with me. So that's pretty much all I had to talk about today. You got anything to talk about?
No, I'm messaging Spidey to see if he or any other LOA members are going.
So I guess everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
You won't see me.
I won't see you. Oh yeah, A-Dog's getting her hair done. That'll be pretty badass. What time's your appointment for that?
7:15.
So you won't see her. I will be on most likely, but it won't be very long. It's the day before we leave for Ion, so we got some packing and stuff to do. So we will be on next week most likely, but not for very long. So everybody have a good night. Happy 4th.